So a little bit of background. Tonight's Austin Fast Start is a reoccurring pitch competition designed to support Austin's early stage entrepreneurs and startups. So this event is a partnership between the Austin Young Chamber and the City of Austin Economic Development Department's Small Business Division. The Austin Young Chamber supports the business community through programs and resources that bring the growth and development for the young workers in our region. There's 800 active members already, and they're running about 40 programs. So if you're not a member of the Austin Young Chamber, I also highly encourage you to do that. So keep an eye out on their website and social channels for additional programs and events like this one. The Young Chamber is also pleased to be able to work with the City of Austin to bring forward several programs like today's that supports early stage startups and businesses here in Austin. The Small Business Division offers affordable assistance to startups in the Austin area, including classes, coaching, and special events designed to educate small business owners and their employees. So if you're a founder, this is a great opportunity for all of you because you came up with a product, you're bringing it to market, and oftentimes there's a lot of the business that you need support on, particularly financials. I mean, I've talked to thousands of you, and that's such an important aspect. So again, there's great resources out here for you. Thank you to our event partner, HB Digital and Favor Delivery, Eastside Tech Hub. This is a really beautiful space. And if you're capturing photos and videos tonight, share along on social using the hashtags AustinFastStart and CPG. To explain a little bit about the application process and how we got here today, in May, the Austin Young Chamber accepted applications from local startups in the CPG industry to pitch on the stage. Raise your hand if you know what CPG stands for, what a consumer packaged good is. Okay, so essentially every single person touches about 42 products a day, which is really tremendous when you think about it. I mean, even just in my coffee alone, I actually counted this morning just to see. I put 8 things in my coffee, right? So I know it's a lot. So our CPG products are really personal to us. So I'm personally very attached to some of the founders that I get to work with because they get to impact and improve people's lives. So CPG products are, fast-moving goods that need to be replenished all the time. You can find them in every H-E-B, basically every retailer that you can find. So the application was scored by our 4 judges representing the small business, startup, CPG, and investor communities. From that scoring process, there were top 4 finalists who are pitching tonight. I believe one of our finalists, Evo Blues Raleigh, is unable to make it today, so we are going to hear from 3 companies. And I have the pleasure of introducing our esteemed panel of judges seated out here in the front. Corey Dolina, Vice President, SBA Banker at Regions Bank. A very fun banker, y'all. You should totally talk to him. I know sometimes people are nervous to talk to bankers, but Corey is a delight. He's very accessible and is here to support you. Crystal Royal, Supplier Diversity Manager at HEB. I know all the founders out there are like, Crystal, keeping an eye on you. Sophia Javaheri, Innovations Portfolio Associate at AEO, and Jack Meredith, who was also one of our judges tonight, VP of Marketing at Kettle and Fire, was also unable to attend this evening. So thank you, judges, for your time and expertise in the application process. So tonight's winner, I'm sure you want to know about the prizes, will be determined by the combined judges score and audience vote. So as an audience person, we're very excited to have you here because you get 20% of the vote and the judges get 80%. After all 3 of the finalists have pitched this evening, we will put a QR code on the screen so that you can scan that on your phone and vote from there. A little bit of housekeeping. Restrooms are located down that main hallway. There's a big sign for it. And tonight's presentation, if you want to rewatch it, especially for the founders that are pitching, it's being recorded and posted on the City of Austin's Economic Development YouTube channel. All right, so without further delay, you're not here to see me, let's get started. First up is Fernanda Sanson Gomez, founder and CEO of Celto Agua Fresca. Fun fact, she lives here in Austin, but the first time I met her was at a party in New York. So good to see you again.
Good night. Thank you. Hello. Hello, hello. Okay. Well, let's start it. Let's start with this. I want to start with this video. This is a perfect mix of Latin American culture. Can you guys feel the vibe, the energy, feeling powerful, feeling alive? That's Austin as well. Austin is actually where everything started. So here you can see a video of Mexico City, which is kind of the mix that I was trying to explain. That goes really fast. It's about flavors, it's about colors, it's about textures, it's about feeling alive as well. But, hello everyone, my name is Fernanda, and I'm Mexican American. I'm a Longhorn as well, and I have one mission, which is to end the sacrifice of choosing between health and flavor in your beverage. When I moved to the US, I was thirsty like everybody else, right? Well, we drink an average of 3 to 6 beverages every single day. That's a lot. But the fact is that 80% of the consumers are actually not fully satisfied. I was one of them. So that said, I want to ask you, have you ever been in this situation where you're looking for soda because you're looking for flavor, you're looking for that treat, but that sugar is just not sustainable? That's a lot of sugar. That's when we look at the healthier options. And mostly you will find yourself with the flavored sparkling waters, right? But that hint of flavor, just doesn't do it. Well, the solution is something in between. As always, balance is the solution. The solution is that you can have a daily drink without feeling guilty about it. The solution is an agua fresca. And for those who don't know what an agua fresca is, just look at this picture. Simple, refreshing, delicious. This is the favorite drink of all Latinos, and also for the people that I like to call the Latin lovers. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Celso Agua Fresca. This is the first vitamin-infused agua fresca in the market. And guess what? It's also the healthiest agua fresca in the market. So we put tradition in a can. We made it healthy, tastier, functional, and accessible to everyone. We're citrus, we're sweet, and we're spicy. No one stays out from here. This is healthy and delicious, gluten-free, 4 grams of sugar. We're only using natural sweeteners. It's also packed with vitamins. So, as you all know, timing is key for business. And for a product like this, timing is so perfect. The market is receptive, the cultura is ready, not only for Latinos, but also for consumers in general. The agua fresca is a 2 billion category and keeps growing. This is not just a product, this is a full new category. So our mission is very clear. We want to put agua fresca as the newest cultural beverage segment in America. We have already dubbed as a non-alcoholic option in Texas, and as the next big thing, saved by Forbes. I'm really proud to tell you that we're women-owned, Latin-owned, and LGBTQ-owned. This is who we are, and we represent our communities with a lot of pride. This is our path to success. We have clear where we're going, and we also know that mostly retailers and distributors don't have an authentic agua fresca, and they're looking for it. So we need your help, because unfortunately, women founders only get 2% of capital in the US. So yes, if we get lucky enough to get your support, we will be able to invest this in inventory. It's the only way that we can keep the business on the surface. Also, I want to finish with 3 really important initiatives that we carry in this company. One is that Celso works on a circular economy. That means that we support directly our communities, activating their economies through our business. And then the second one is that we have an entrepreneurial fund. We give back through our program that provides financial and business education to women. 10% of our annual sales go to this fund to support women that they're in business, but they need more experience in finance and just education and business as well. So thank you so much. Enjoy your hours resting and I'll bring you more later.
I love the energy. Judges, do you have any questions?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It was a great presentation. I think my first question would be just kind of what's the cost per unit?
What's the cost
Per unit.
The cost per unit is $2.99.
Okay.
Well, it costs the retail price.
Hi.
Hi.
First of all, great presentation.
Thank you.
The three that are in front of us, what are the three that are in front of us right now?
So the first one is lemon, ginger, basil.
Okay.
The second one is strawberry, hibiscus, and mint. And the third one is a spicy tamarind, the Mexican candy.
Okay. And one other quick question, are you currently in any other retail? Any retail?
Yeah, we're in Giant Food, and we're in local stores. We are at 400 stores between Texas, Aspen, and New York.
Hello. First, I just want to say, very tasty. I can taste each flavor that you just said in each can, and I love the design that you have on your can. My question for you is, in those three markets, Texas, Aspen, and New York, the Latino populations are very different. Are you noticing a difference in sales between those markets, or are they essentially stagnant, or not stagnant, but stable?
So in terms of consumers, we're 50-50. 50% are Latinos, 50% are not. But in terms of community and all the traction that we have in social media and TikTok, we're doing really good, is mostly Latinos. The Latinos are the ones that are showing more loyalty to our community. But in terms of buyers, it's 50-50.
Thank you.
I'm going to agree. Very tasty. It tastes very good. As somebody who loves soda and doesn't actually really love the sparkling water a whole lot, it's a good tip.
Yes.
So, if you went today, you said that it's going to go towards inventory, but as you scale up, how do you expect to scale up and still keep prices down?
So we're in a chicken and egg situation currently. We have a lot of interest from a lot of investors, bankers as well, but they're asking us to get to a specific number of revenue. So in order for us to get to that revenue, we're getting the demand through DTC, but we're also getting a lot of attention from distribution and retailers. But in order for us to be in there, we need some capital. So what we're doing is just increasing and growing our DTC through TikTok, Amazon, and just website and direct-to-consumer local stores. And to make sure that we are good with our velocities and we're getting the sales so that we can raise the capital so we can play in the retail game.
And switching just real quickly to a different subject, how many employees do you all currently have?
We have 4 employees and we have a lot of contractors.
Thank you.
Yes.
I want to, real quick, have you raised any funding?
Yes, we have received.
Okay. And then, I know that you said that the money will go towards inventory, but there's something you said that really caught my attention is you do give back to entrepreneurial funding, to help other entrepreneurs. What percentage of that of your sales do you give back?
So we're going to give, at this point, 10%. I want to grow that. And the reason why we create this fund is not just because we want to be another company that gives back. It's because me, as a woman that I went through this process, I have met a lot of other women with great ideas, great business in terms of their creativity and the solutions that they're given. But most of us, we don't, well, now I do, but a lot of these women didn't have the education, the financial, the business structure education. And that was a challenge for them. It is a challenge for them. So that's why I wanted to create this fund, to provide education, to bring people from my network to share their knowledge to these women so they can have more resources to, fulfill their dreams. So at this point, it's 10% of our annual sales, and hopefully that number, that percentage can keep growing with the time, with us. Thank you.
Does your team, do you have a set of advisors that you're working with to help you navigate these conversations with retailers and suppliers, or is it completely in-house?
We do have an amazing board of advisors. One of them is Carlos Ashur, that he's the ex-CEO of Sigis, the yogurt. He was the CEO as well of Mix. He's had a lot of experience. We have advisors that they are in each area that could help us. The one is the ex-president of Billboard that can connect us over with Billboard Latino. We have a lot of advisors that they have a lot of experience in beverages, in CPG, and in growing business. We have another one that she was the chief of growth of Liquid Death. I don't have the slide here, but they look so cool on that slide, and that's great. So yeah, we have that, and then we've been having a lot of support from some brokers that they want to be part of us. And we just have a lot of traction and attention. We wanted to be really thoughtful on who we bring on board. But it looks good, that work.
That's great. And I just have one more question. What are your sales looking like when you're selling through TikTok and you're able to tell the story along with your product versus when your product is sitting on a shelf? Are you seeing a difference in sale trends there?
It's pretty much the same. We have a lot of repurchases in TikTok, like in our website as well. In our website, people buy in bulk. So we have 24 bags. And most of the people that buy on our website is people that are coming back for more. So I have more data from that side, from BTC, on how fast it moves. Also from the story. We haven't invested much in ads, to be honest. And the people that have new content for us is people that they connect with the story, they connect with us, and they just love the product. And they just want to support. So we haven't invested much in marketing, because I wanted to make sure that the product would work without me pushing it and making people like it. So when we're ready, when we have the capital, then let's go and let's scale. But yeah, did I answer your question?
Judges, are you finished? Awesome. Okay, we're going to open it up for a quick audience set of questions. We have 1 minute left.
I'll bring some sales for everyone on purpose, but after this.
So Fernanda, I was, what your name was? I'm sorry.
Fernanda.
How long have you been on this journey? When did you first start this to get to 400 stores that you're in? I'm just really curious about how long the journey's been.
So we launched a year and a half. We've been in this journey for 2 years, a little bit more than that. And then when we start actually scaling, when we start touching these bigger clients, was like 6 months ago.
We have time for one more. We have 10 seconds. Can you yell it?
Yeah, who are your competitors?
Who are my competitors? There's 2 other agua frescas in the market. They go after they have 3 times, there's 60 grams of sugar. It's just not very good, but there's only 2. And then we're competing a lot with Olipop and with Poppy, as they also put us as a functional beverage. And there's another one, De La Calle, which is not agua fresca, but it's another type of beverage, Latino beverage. And yeah, basically those are the most direct. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Sammy, you're next. Please welcome Sammy Lamb from Wanderlust Wine.
How's everybody doing? Just locate the clicker. Oh. Thank you. Set my little timer here. All How's it going, y'all? My name is Sammy, owner and founder of Wanderlust Wine Company. We're here to talk about our circular design packaging for our wines. Let's hit it. So right here, we'll have some stuff that we can get to. Oh, I was clicking the wrong button there. We can get to it in a little bit. But a little bit about myself. I've been in the industry for over a decade now for wine, working with different brands such as Underwood and Infinite Monkey Theorem, who have been doing some really cool stuff in the canned wine category, as well as the alternative and innovative packaging aspect of wine. During my tenure working in the wine industry, I've undergone different educational courses and certifications. Right now, the hardest of them all, the title of Master of Wine, so wish me luck. Lots of wine for that one, of course. During my experience, as well as continuing through Wanderlust, things that I look forward to exemplify and sustain through our core values are sustainability, technology, innovation, diversity, and quality. And then some awards and accolades that we can talk about later, but the important piece today is our packaging. So what is it that we're talking about today? We're talking about a new way of enjoying your wine through a circular design that is award-winning recently through the Lone Star Wine Competition. It got Best of Show. It's a design that allows people to not only enjoy their wines, but continue to come back to our tasting rooms or our partner accounts for a discount every time they refill it. So traditionally, what we're fighting right now is the single-use glass bottles, which depending on your jurisdiction, district, or county, you may or may not have the infrastructure to properly recycle glass bottles. As actually working in this county, we see those challenges all the time, and so we're looking to see how we can better improve that. Through our efforts, we save over 500,000 bottles from ending up in the landfill every day by adopting a keg concept. So, although we're talking about kegs here, how does that relate to this? Well, the more that we grow, and we're right now increasing our connections and partnerships with bars, restaurants, and stadiums, one of the challenges that we face is, of course, tapping into retail stores. So retail stores will say, well, I can't put your kegerator here or your kegs, but we can, in fact, put these circular packaging options there for them to consider. These automatically are, they draw your attention from the shelf section. They're shelf-friendly. We're going to talk about kegs real quick. You save over 26 bottles of wine every time you use a keg, and because we use stainless steel for our kegs, we've learned that we want to use stainless steel for our packaging here because you can reuse it. It's also easy to clean and maintain. How we got about going from kegs to this? Well, inside of our tasting rooms, we have a growler program. If you guys are familiar with breweries, they have this growler program where you can go, you're incentivized to go back and fill that growler for a discount. We started off with this since the beginning of the tasting rooms, and now we have a packaging that's retail friendly that can go beyond our tasting rooms, making an even bigger impact outside of our four walls of our tasting rooms. So, in terms of market viability, we have it already in use. It's a proof of concept. We have wine professionals and their goal to, check into our wines and the quality of our wines, as well as our packaging receiving those multiple awards. And as you see here, I put some of our competitors, if you will, in the market. They're not wine, but they are gin and whiskey. So people have already invested in this type of packaging, and Steelhouse is actually a brand by Bacardi, so you can see that there's some big players looking into that. And then Engine is a gin that currently, right now, is one of the greatest success stories because they got a great partnership with Emcee Cruises, and now they're the staple signature spirit for their cocktails. Of course, as we think globally, we gotta act locally, and right now we're trying to really tap into the City of Austin Zero Initiative, so zero waste, so that we can really build that strong foundation with it. We start with our communities, and we want to start here in Austin so that we can grow with great impact within our lovely city. Ooh, I keep clicking the wrong one. Is it scalable? Yes. We continue to have increased demand in our keg sector, so now this is another way for us to sell some of that product. You know, as we talked about cash flow, inventory is always an issue. How do you manage that? We're going to increase our production. How do we get it out? We have three ways: tasting rooms, kegs, and now a growler program that is also retail packaged products as well. We talked about the different outlets, but now we're tapping into retail stores as well. Stadiums as well, they've asked for different options outside of kegs. How can they sell bottles? We can actually get these in 375. These are 750 milliliters, too much for a baseball game, but we can do 375, which is 2 glasses of wine. And once again, saving over 500,000 of glass bottles from our landfill here locally. Our wines, we focus on organic wines, certified organic, certified vegan. Oops, that is my alarm. Is this a dream? Okay. And if you're close, check out the yellow as well. So our wines do tap into the ethos of right now our current hopes of getting to Whole Foods because we have similar ties to the products that we want to serve. We can get to the Q&A on this piece. This is more of the wholesale strategy price point. And then just right here is a quick overview of the packages. The same packaging, which is going to allow us a better affordability on our cost of production, but different labels to easily tap into, and then the rest are just slides of the labels. And the last thing is, with these funds, to start humbly, we're going to get a commercial grade CO2 machine that's going to allow us to extend that shelf life when it comes to retail. Thank you.
Judges, what do you think about the wine?
Well, we didn't get to try the wine.
I was trying to get to guess.
Great presentation. I am not somebody that understands a whole lot about the wine industry, but I am a big fan of bourbon, and so you kind of caught my eye with that. But what I do know about some of the liquors is that they typically take in what they're in. So especially with bourbon, that's why they've aged them in barrels, right? So what is the difference between what the glass is doing compared to what the stainless steel is doing to the alcohol inside?
Stainless steel is an inert vessel, and even when you have something aged in barrel, you can still put it in a stainless steel container. It won't change the flavor profile at all. So one of the things that we typically say in our tasting rooms, it's from tank to glass. We kind of have that farm to table mentality. If something's aged in barrel again, well, number one, out of my humble opinion, you probably don't want to put that in stainless steel because what's going to happen is, and this is through research with Underwood, a lot of people that are going to buy this, it's boating season. Y'all saw that Yeti billboard outside. So people are going to throw that into their cooler. So we're conscious of this. We're trying to bring customer-friendly products that people are going to like, and probably that's also going to help us with costs because you don't want something that's too expensive. And then just another tidbit to let you know on. So the statistic is that half of the people that drink a wine drink it within 3 days of purchasing it, and then 95 drink it within a week. This is for that demographic that's looking for something, not necessarily more casual, but it's definitely more premium because our price point is going to be more on the elevated aspect. But it's going to give them not only the comfort of doing something that's good for the environment, but also something that's going to be incentivizing their pockets, right? And then our wines are also going to be on the organic side of things, so also good for the environment, good for the body, good for the pocket. Those are the three pillars of life. Let's go.
I love the colors, but I have a question from the retail side.
Yes.
So, in this program itself, and putting it on the shelf, one, how is it refillable? Two, because I'm assuming that you're located in Austin.
Yes.
So if you were to go on a retail shelf in other places, other states, other cities, how do you solve for that problem, utilize that, and that can not be a single use?
So I want to win so y'all can help me solve these questions. But to your point, so we're guaranteeing 6 months. If something happens, we'll take that product back. We'll refill it, we'll clean it, because we can repurpose these, and we're going to have the economies of scale to be able to supply that support within our local accounts. So we're thinking locally again, but we're thinking globally. How can we make an impact by starting here in Austin? We're focused on Austin right now, the Austin community. Our brand is powerful within the Austin community, so this is where we want to start. We want to learn from the growth phase, and we want to best support our accounts as they continue to grow. So again, I would love to explore HEB. Whole Foods, for example, they're based here. They've got 2 locations. We really want to see how we can be able to foster that. Now, the refilling aspect is going to be mainly in our tasting rooms. We do have in one of the slides a situation where if an account wants to offer a refill program, like they've done with kombucha or in some cases cold brew, we can look into that with them, but most accounts will only want to sell it as a retail product. And that's completely fine because we're still going to be hopefully not only from 2 ways, either cultivating that experience in connection with the customer before they go to your retail store, or vice versa. They go to the retail, now they're coming to us, we're building that rapport with you because now we have that connection with the customer. And we can only do that right now locally. So the big question is, how do we scale from there, especially on this piece? The last thing that I'll say on that piece is canned wines can last typically a year. We're guaranteeing those 6 months because, again, we want to have that connection, which will force us to look into better R&D on when we go global or nationwide. We'll have bigger challenges. We need some bigger pockets too, but we'll get there.
beautiful can. I can see myself drinking out of that. So my question is, how is the success of this growler style program that you're seeing? And you mentioned you have some partner accounts you're looking to grow. Where are you with that right now?
Great question. So I just want to, I know I saw some earlier, but I saw a few Stanley Cups in here. So that's kind of the market that we're tapping into as well. Beautiful container, can be reused, repurposed, refilled. This right now will replace our growler program within our tasting rooms. We already have some in production. We started to get feedback from our customers. They like it, but we want to start fostering it outside of our tasting room. So that's the biggest thing. It's interesting because if we buy just regular growlers from Uline, for example, it's the same cost of production. Of course, albeit this is a higher upfront cost of production because you're having to buy a higher MOQ. Nonetheless, bigger impact, refillable, encourages the customer to want to come back. When it comes to partnerships, right now, in full transparency, it is the keg programs that we're trying to foster. We saw some kegs as we walked in, so I was like, yes. Where's the plug here? Please talk to me after the show. But kegs are going to be the great foundation of establishing that connection with that account. And for retail accounts, I mean, there's no kegs, so we're going to go directly to talking about the canteens and the benefits of the wine, as well as to their customers, and hopefully that relationship that we can help, whether we're there doing a tasting, a demo, or sampling, or we're doing that every single day for the accounts as well, because we have that strong presence in Austin. Last tidbit to relate to your point, as we separated the brands, so if y'all are familiar with the journey of Wanderlust has now separated. Wanderlust is the wine products. Passport Wines is our tasting room, so it's going to be a franchisable, scalable concept. The more that grows, we continue to have our own outlets as well as retail outlets. So our job is to not only sell to you, it's help you sell. And that's kind of the main relationship goals that we want to have.
Random question, but did I see that your tasting rooms were in caves?
It was hard finding an underground space in Austin, so we created one on a hill that's built onto the hill. And it's we have a lease for 5 years, and I think that building is all it will take, because yeah, you guys come visit the Washington Springs before it falls over. It's still safe. It's safe for 10 years, but we're in there in and out.
We're gonna take that out of this pitch.
All right, audience, do you guys have any questions? Go ahead.
What's the average lifespan of a keg?
So stainless steel kegs will last you 30 years. Now, right now, as I'm doing it, I'm testing it, I'm taking it out to hikes everywhere, and it has not failed me. It's a water bottle for me right now. But we expect this to last a year, honestly, from a consumer standpoint. We expect, on the average, no more than 5 fills. That's just being conservative, because we do expect that, based on our kind of reporting and seeing how many times people are coming back, we expect the lifetime to be a minimum of 5 cycles. So at least, like, from the cost of the packaging itself, we've saved 4 times that cost of that package.
Anyone else?
I have a question. So, I know you were mentioning that you want to get into the bigger retailers. What does your e-commerce look like, if anything? And what, and to add on to that, which demographic do you feel produces the highest sales for your brand?
So 2 parts, and
Question?
e-commerce, so wine club, e-commerce, DTC, and then demographics. Great 2 questions, and I'll try to make this within 30 seconds. So the first thing is, this is also the foundation for ourselves to be, again, successful within our own wine club. We've never done the wine club because, again, we've been focusing on how do we make an impact through our keg adoption, and how do we become a strong, influential player in that field. We finally have a package that is friendly for our customers, that they can buy. We can easily change up the labels and have this DTC program and concept evolve. We just started onboarding all the back of house software and platform updates so that we can start selling online. So that's a great segue to, yes, retail shops are definitely in our horizon, but we want to support our already loyal customers through our e-commerce developments and efforts. And then to your question about demographics, something that as part of being a board of the Texas Wine and Beer Growers Association, one of the main questions they always ask is, how do we tap into a younger demographic? You can tell this is more of a youthful demographic. This is going to be approaching the Gen Zers, and we're really trying to foster that younger, more easy drinking wines, not only in our packaging, but in the wines that we're producing. But we're tapping into a demographic that right now is being underserved. And so yeah, so e-commerce, yes, and then in terms of demographic, we're still like 21 and 35.
Thank you. Also, don't forget about the middle-aged 40-year-old people like me.
Okay. Last but definitely not least, please welcome John Katz, founder and CEO of Emcee. For the migraine sufferers out there, I highly recommend you take a sample on your way out.
All right, how's everybody doing? So I'm John Katz. I'm the founder and CEO of Emcee. Emcee is the first migraine-friendly food brand. So what is that? Well, I will get into it. So raise your hand if, one, you've ever had migraine before. Okay, that's a good chunk. Two, raise your hand if you know somebody who lives with migraine or gets migraine. Either one. You know, most of the hands go up. Most people know somebody who gets migraines. It's just something that I have dealt with my entire life, so introducing the founders. So I'm John Katz, founder of the company. I've been getting migraines since I was 7 years old. I get cluster migraines, so essentially I get generally on average about 2 to 3 in the span of a week or two, but I won't get another one for about 2 months. Back in January of 2023, I had the largest cluster I ever got. I got 12 in 3 weeks, which is what really spurred on the idea for Emcee. My co-founder, who I actually just announced yesterday, a celebrity, you guys might recognize her. Her name is Jennifer Morrison. She's been in shows like This Is Us, House, How I Met Your Mother, Once Upon a Time. She's got 1.6 million followers on Instagram, which we just announced our partnership yesterday, which was really, really exciting. And so she also suffers from migraine. She has ocular migraine. She's been getting it since 2011. And she also found relief through dietary changes through a retreat she went on that had nothing to do with migraines, but it was a health and wellness retreat that talked a lot about food and diet. And all of a sudden, she went from getting 2 ocular migraines a week to less than 1 a month. And it was pretty remarkable for her. She's done a lot of things within the migraine community. And then when I reached out to her, she was extremely excited. So the aha moment for me came when I read this book, Heal Your Headache. It's by a very well-known neurologist, Dr. David Buchholz. He used an elimination diet with his 3,000 plus patients over 3 decades to really back into what the common food triggers are for migraines. And it really comes down to histamine, tyramine, sulfites, and nitrates. And after I read the book, I started to implement this, and within about 3 months, I had seen a 50% reduction in my migraine frequency. So I had the aha moment of why is there not a food brand making it easy and convenient for the 40 million Americans suffering from migraines to actually get a sugar-free diet. So those foods, it comes out in foods like nuts, chocolate, soy, gluten, dairy, artificial sweeteners, MSG, and actually there's a lot of others as well. But I was shocked that it's such a massive market and not one food brand actually targeting this highly underserved segment. So there's 40 million Americans that suffer from migraines. It's 1 billion people worldwide, 12% of the population, 18% of women, 6% of men. Definitely impacts women more than it does men. But it's a very debilitating disease. If you get it, when you get attacks, you will have to close your eyes and go in a dark room. However, it's a very underserved market. There's no one really talking about migraine. It's a little bit taboo. And we are here to try and bring migraine to the forefront, create awareness around more holistic ways of managing these headaches. And so our vision, while we started with the snack bar, I'll get into the snack bar in a moment, that was based off of just customer insights at the beginning. People wanted easy, convenient foods that they could travel with, and that's where we found a lot of the food triggers. Our vision is much, much larger. It's to create a new category, the trigger-free category, which is going to be akin to gluten-free, allergen-free, both for the 40 million Americans with migraine. Essentially, it is going to be the category that is free of common migraine triggers. So we see a vision where I want to make fun of myself, I spelled I wrong, but you go to any grocery store in America, and there's going to be a trigger-free aisle, just like there is gluten-free or allergen-free. So our snack bars are gluten-free oats, superfood seeds, so chia, hemp hearts, flax, and pea seeds, natural sweeteners, agave and brown rice syrup, and then coconut oil. That's it. It's really, really clean. They're delicious. And this is our first product. Our team of doctors, so we work with 2 doctors in New York, Dr. Shake and Dr. Alexander Moskoff, both incredible, holistic, more natural kind of doctors specializing in migraine. And then we partnered with Migraine Strong, which is the #1 migraine advocacy group. They have a registered dietitian on their team. We work very closely with them. They see all of our ingredients, and any changes we make, we run by them. Launched the brand only 6 months ago. We're doing $10,000 a month in revenue, and that's growing pretty quickly. We just got into Central Market. We're in all 10 Central Market stores. It's sold out of all 6 cases at the 2 stores I went and demoed at this weekend, so I got reorders. Reorders of 5 out of 10 within 3 weeks being on shelf, which has been pretty exciting. The demos definitely work. We signed a celebrity co-founder, so very excited about that. Our next kind of goals are to get to 25,000 in revenue, and then to launch a new product. So that is my presentation, and excited for you guys to try it. Thank you.
Again, very good presentation. Kind of cool niche market that you found there as well. I was actually getting ready to ask you a little bit, and I think you kind of answered at the very end, is, you know, as somebody who enjoys eating, I kind of get sick of the same flavors over and over. So you said that you're going to be launching other products. Obviously, you probably can't get into what those products are just yet, but what does that look like in the future as far as trying to get into other products?
Yeah, so there's definitely going to be more flavors coming with the bars. That's one of the things I want to do with product development. We've got several other flavors that we're getting ready to start working on, but we don't have the capital yet, so that's part of it. But then we can really go into everything. I want to get into granolas and cereals. I want to get into frozen dinners at some point. I want to make it easy and convenient for people with sauces, dressings. Oat milks are really good for migraine, but they have certain ingredients in the oat milks today that we would want to remove. So there's a lot of different categories that we can go into, and it will just be a customer insights and velocity type question of where we go next.
Yay, that you're in Central Market.
Yeah.
Since you've been in Central Market, what do you see your challenges with retail in this space?
Yeah.
Because you're beginning to really understand that retail space.
Only been in retail for 3 weeks, so just want to be clear, don't have a ton of sense yet on how it's going. When I go and I demoing works, but obviously it's expensive, it's costly to build out a demo team. Is going to it's going to be an investment, right? And so what I want to see is after I demo, what does velocity look like after I demo, right? What does it look like 2 or 3 weeks later? Have bars started to move? I think there's going to be, you have to demo probably more than once at a given place, but whatever that number is. So right now, I know that when I go and I demo, I get reorders. I don't know when it sits on shelf without me demoing how it does. We're obviously our current product's in a competitive category, and that is challenging. But again, we're not a bar company, so one of the things I want to do is show our product, show those colors, show the packaging across different parts of the store, so people start to recognize, look at it and say, oh, that's the migraine-friendly brand, and then they see it on shelf in the bar section.
And real quick, what does it cost?
So retails on my website D2C for $24.30, which is $270 a bar. In store right now it's $379, but we're probably going to come down from that a little bit.
Thank you.
Crystal stole my question about pricing. So I'll move on. Beautiful packaging. I don't want to make all this noise of grabbing it, but I look forward to tasting it. Do you have plans down the line? I like your vision for an expanded product line that really reaches across food categories, but hello? Okay. Do you have a plan for supplemental education that, I look at this, maybe I have migraines, but I never knew that food was a trigger. Are you planning on hosting any type of educational material anywhere that can really help navigate people through this?
100%. So the Dr. Kim Shake, so she does 2 posts for me every week. She sends me the videos. I'm posting them on our social media. I just got 1,500 new followers yesterday because of Jen, and she will be at 30,000 followers soon. So we'll be able to get our message out through our doctors, and that's really where I'm getting a lot of the education. And so she sends me, we do a Food Friday, so we talk about different foods that are triggered, we talk about supplements, and then we do a Migraine Monday, which is just like the common education, things that are happening in the migraine I'm also connected with Migrant Strong too, so they get a lot, they're all about education, so very focused on education. Yeah.
So these initial bars, you would consider more snack, right?
Yeah, some people use them as a meal replacement because they're actually pretty big. They're 2 ounces and they're fairly filling. I eat them as a breakfast replacement, but they're either a midday snack. What I'm hearing from customers, it's either breakfast or it's a midday snack.
Okay. And then, as somebody who battles with diabetes, are you looking at bringing down sugar content at all in some of these?
Yeah, so we do have fairly high sugar, which is interesting because people would say migraines can't be. It's really artificial sweeteners that are the issues with sugar and then high glycemic. So we did something with mixing brown rice and agave to actually keep the glycemic down, which was something I worked with the doctors on, the registered dietitian on, my product team. So yes, we actually have a new formula that we're working on, and that's one of the things I want to be launching over the next probably 2 months, which is slightly higher protein, less sugar, less carbs. We'll have a little bit more fat. So we're adjusting it. I already did a mini production run with my team, with the manufacturing team, sent about 40 bars to my top customers, and it was unanimous that they liked the new product better. So we're already making improvements to what I believe to be already a very, very good product.
Quick question. So, in the event that you do win the prize money, what would you like to do with it?
Oh man, there's so many things I have to do. One is the product development on the new bar, and then the other is continuing to invest in PR with the launch of our celebrity. I did 1 month. I want to get another month out of that, and it's around the same. So to me, it's about just stepping on the gas. And, we're talking at Today's Show, and there's an opportunity potentially there. So things like that is what I want to get visibility.
And my last question, as demand grows for this product, how do you plan to scale your production capabilities?
I'm working with a new facility right now. So I started with a smaller facility in Houston. I'm now check. So I'm working with a new facility in Georgetown. They're actually able to scale much better than the one I was just working with. So I've already kind of taken step 1. As I start to see demand growing, I'm going to be talking to my production team. How can they scale with me? If they can't, I've already spoken with 3 others that can do it, that have actually much higher minimum orders and have much larger facilities, not in Texas. One's in Florida, one's in California. But, I'm prepping for that. I think this current facility's got me at least 2 years for sure. Hopefully more as they're growing, but good for probably at least 2 years.
Okay, we've got 1 minute left. Do we have any audience questions? Go ahead.
How about the, congratulations by the way, how about the packaging itself for the bar? How degraded, biodegradable, and all that kind of stuff in it?
We didn't get into that in the first run. It's it's cost prohibitive at this point. So I think we'll look at that certainly in the future, but this current one, it's just the standard stuff that Bella was able to make.
Good job.
I do have to say that the packaging for all 3 are roughly the same color scheme. It's kind of interesting.
Very cool.
Okay, thank you so much. So we're going to go into some judge deliberations. Judges, I don't know if you would like to do that privately or awesome.
Here we go. So, I'd like to congratulate the $2,500 for our Fast Start winner in consumer product goods. Can I get a drum roll?
Thank you. Wow. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you guys.
And with that, I bid you a good evening. Enjoy the rest of the snacks back there. And thank you for coming out. Appreciate you. Congratulations again.
Hello, my name is Fernanda Samson Gomez. I'm the founder of Celso Agua Fresca. And if you're tired of having to choose between health and flavor in your beverage, then your solution is Agua Fresca. Just drink Agua Fresca is delicious and there's no guilt about it. We're the first vitamin-infused Agua Fresca and the healthiest Agua Fresca in the market. So just go ahead and find us in any store, local store, Tom's Market, Tiny Grocer in Austin. Find us in our website. We're in TikTok Shop, Giant Food, New York. Just go and try to get a Celso. You will love it. Thank you.
Howdy y'all, my name is Sammy Lam, L-A-M, and we're here showcasing our circular design for our wine packaging. Right now we have this packaging that offers, just like the bottle, 750 milliliters or 25 ounces. For our customers, this is gonna be what replaces our growler program. So if you're in our tasting rooms, you can take one of these and you can continuously refill them. Our goal is to expand outside of our tasting rooms and be able to tap into retail storefronts where they can be selling these, and then you can still return to our tasting rooms and continuously refill them with an incentive of a discount. So yeah, we're the largest wine on tap winery, so we have over 80 wines on tap that you can choose from and take home in one of these packages. And built on the idea of sustainability and a circular design, the idea is that this can be reused many, many times, repurposed, and even recycled. Our priority is finding innovative and sustainable ways to approach a traditional market, which is wine with the single-use glass bottles. But in this case, once again, stainless steel inert vessels that are gonna be able to take you on the next wine adventure. We hope to see you soon. We're here in Austin, Texas. We got 3 locations, East, Downtown, and West Austin. See you soon.
So my brand is Emcee. We are the first migraine-friendly food brand. Everything we make is free of the most common migraine triggers. There's no nuts, no chocolate, no soy, no gluten, no dairy, and no artificial sweeteners. Just a soft-baked oat and seed bar with 4 superfood seeds, agave brown rice syrup, and coconut oil. It's delicious. You can find us at Central Market in the healthy living section with all the other bars. Take a look and look out for us.